Hello everyone, your girl Tay here, and I'm bringing you another Let's Talk Wild podcast episode. Today is December 21st, 2023, and this is episode 52, Animal Families, Home for the Holidays. Happy holidays from the Let's Talk Wild family. For this week, I'll spotlight different species of animal families and give my thoughts on which human family member they remind me of, because of course, just because they're a different species of animals, we might have some family members that possess some of those traits that the species have, you know. But before we get into that, make sure you guys follow and subscribe to the podcast or all podcasting and social media platforms. You can support the pod by becoming a subscription member. You could go to my podcast website on Buzzsprout to sign up. I'll have the link in the description box. Also, hit to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and check out the videos over there. Once you're done listening over here, you guys already know the drill. Now, let's talk wild for the last time in 2023. My real introduction to an animal family dynamic was back in 2005 when Animal Planet had a very popular show, Meerkat Manor. Yes, the real ones remember that show. Forget your human reality shows. Meerkat Manor was animal reality TV gold. The show documented a meerkat family called the Whiskers who lived in the Kalahari Desert in South Africa. Flower was a dominant female in the Whiskers family, and she held it down for the first couple of seasons of the show. I remember it was basically a war among the different meerkat families. They would fight and unalive each other's litters of pups. It was crazy. Like, they look all cute and innocent, but really, meerkat mob wars are here. Like, that is what's really going on. Like, for real, because groups of meerkats are literally called mobs. And this is the real reality of things going on with their families. Real meerkat mob wars, okay? A mess. But Flower passed away after being bitten by a cobra. May she rest in peace. She gave us a good show. She really gave us a good show. And I want to give Flower her flowers. We're going to take a moment to give Flower her flowers, period, okay? Because before there was a Real Housewives of Atlanta, Nene Leakes, before Flavor of Love's Tiffany New York Pollard, we had Animal Planet's Meerkat Manor, Flower Whiskers, okay? She is the second queen of reality TV because, of course, the Real World's Tammy Roman has held that spot since she stepped into the reality TV space in '93. She jump-started the reality TV dynamic of these women on these shows. So yeah, Flower, give it up for her. Let's give her applause, honey. Give her little animals making noise. Come on, I need y'all to give Flower her flowers. May she rest in peace, because she gave us a good show. She bore a bunch of children. She had a bunch of children, and she just held it down. A dominant female that was, you know, on her tippy toes, high heels on my tippy. Word to Nicki Minaj, and like word to the meerkats, because y'all know how they stand guard on they how they stand up straight and guard, like high heels on my tippy. I've been streaming Pink Friday too, don't mind me, y'all already know. But yes, shout out to the mob meerkat families. A lot of families travel during the holidays, and sometimes it can be a hassle when you have to pack for yourself, pack for your kids, make sure your spouse has packed everything they need, have the correct itinerary, and stay on time. Like, literally staying on time. Like, it's like the Home Alone scenes when the family is running around crazy trying to leave the house and running through the airport to catch their flight. This brings me to the next animal family, the Canadian geese, okay? Families of geese are called a gaggle. Everybody gags, literally, pun intended. They gag when you tell them, like, what's a group of geese called? It's called a gaggle, literally, a gaggle. And these birds migrate to the south for the winter and north for the summer. And when they fly in a V formation, which scientists believe serves two purposes. It conserves their energy due to each bird flying slightly above the bird in front of them, resulting in a reduction of wind resistance. And the V formation also makes it easier to keep track of every bird in the group. This makes a lot of sense because when you have 20 to 100 birds all flying together, I would think things could get crazy. But luckily for them, if the leader of the formation gets tired, they can fall back and another goose will take the lead. It's like taking turns when driving during the road trip, So shout out to the Canadian geese for being able to be great leaders on their flying trip to warmer weather. Because you got some family members that want to go on the trip with you, but don't want to drive. Okay, so if we taking a road trip and it's 8 hours, I'm gonna do 4. I need you to do 4. Okay, that's how me and my sister always been. Like we split that time up. We be rolling, baby. Okay, we be gone. We gonna split this time up, and we gonna be out of here. Speaking of road tripping, that brings me to the next animal family who travels as a pack. Some of you guys might have already guessed. Yes, the wolves. The pack can have 2 to 30 individuals and usually consists of the dominant male and female, their children, adults that usually don't breed unless it's a larger pack. Then a second female may birth pups. Wolves will claim different territories, but they can move around and track when they need to. They can travel as far as 30 miles in a day, which makes them great hunters. I love like the wolf family dynamic. When you think of, animal families, you think of wolves. Definitely wolves are in the top 5, and I love just, dominant male, dominant female. We're going to have these kids and we're going to have this pack and it is what it is. And we just going to run it how we going to run it. I love it. Now, speaking of wolves, this leads us to one of the animals the wolves like to eat, rabbits. Rabbit families are called a colony and can reach 30 individuals living together in one worn network of rabbit burrows. The females can have several litters of kits in a year. They remind me of the family member who shows up to the family holiday get-together with all her kids in tow, okay? They have a ton of children. Some of them are bad AF. They be talking back while drinking their fruit juice at the kiddie table because they swear they aren't little anymore. I ain't little no more. I can sit at the grown-up table. But they're 6 years old. Be quiet, drink your juice, and eat your food. You're not sitting at the grown-up table. Cousin Felicia, get your smart mouth child, please. And thank you. They be running their mouths, honey. Okay. That's who the rabbits remind me of. The cousin, the sister, the one that got all the kids, okay? And they just coming through the door. Girl, how many kids you got coming through this door? Girl, you got teenagers, you got kids in different age stages, honey. What's going on? They just coming on in. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. We need some more chairs. Cousin Felicia done brung all her kids. Ain't none of them kids going their daddy's side of the family for the holidays. Oh, they going tomorrow. Oh, okay. Just get some more chairs. Get some more chairs, Chuck. Cousin Felicia got these kids coming through. Now, before we get into the, oh my goodness, I'm having a good time. Before we get into the next set of animal families, just like the rabbit pushing them babies out, I need you to push the subscribe button. Wait, let me get it. Y'all know I be cracking up at myself, yo. You just gotta laugh at yourself. You got to. Look, we doing the last podcast episode smiling, happy, like we always do here, But like I said, before we get into the next set of animal families, just like the rabbit pushing out those babies, I need you to push the subscribe button and follow Let's Talk Wild on YouTube and on all social media and podcasting platforms. You could support the pod by signing up and becoming a member. You could go to my podcast website on Buzzsprout out to sign up. I'll have the link in the description box. Now, let's crawl back into the show. Cue the animals. Another very popular animal family dynamic is the dolphin families, also known as pods. They can have 2 to 30 individuals. What is up with these 2 to 30 individuals in a pack, honey, in a colony, in the pods? Honey, whoever's listening, play 230. Put 2 and 30 in your what is it? Your lotto numbers, honey. You know I like the numbers. When you keep seeing these numbers, take it as a sign, okay? I'm going to play them. Y'all play them too. And if you win, give me a couple of dollars. Give me a couple of dollars. Come sign up for the podcast. Send me a good old donation, okay? But they can have 2 to 30 individuals, but they can also form super pods that consist of over 1,000 dolphins. Wow. I would imagine that it would be lonely traveling and swimming the depths of the sea alone. So having some company would make traveling more fun, you know? I feel like the super pods are like a big family reunion, and I just know they are having all types of family drama. Like, you cannot tell me that all of these animals are coming together, right? And there's no drama. Like, absolutely not. That's a lot of family members to deal with. I always associate like dolphins with being the jokesters and the ones always playing around. That's just like your family members who like play too much and are always cracking jokes. Like, they take nothing serious. Like, life is just a big joke to them. Like, they're just always laughing, always smiling. They can't take nothing serious, honey. In the Black community, that's a normal thing. We always have that one cousin or uncle who has to joke around all the time, honey. And despite some of the family, you know, being annoyed with them, they definitely know how to make us smile, especially when we need it. Another playful animal is otters, and their families are called different things: a bevy, a lodge, a romp, and a raft. When they're in a group and playing together, it's called a romp. It reminds me of what's that movie, Stomp the Yard? No, it's the otters romp the yard, okay? But when they're all together out at sea, they are called a raft. And that makes sense because that's what they look like when they're floating on their backs together. They look like a raft. Like, really, they look like a raft. A bunch of water weasels floating along. Oh, you guys didn't know. Some of you guys didn't know. Sea otters are the largest member of the weasel family, but are the smallest marine mammal in North America. Their fur has between 600,000 and 1 million hair follicles per square inch, which makes them the animals with the thickest fur. One of the things I love about them is they use tools like rocks to help them open their food, like mussels and clams. Like, they be smacking them rocks against that stuff. They like, open up. You want to open up. They just smack, smack, smack until the mussels and clams open up. Once they find a nice rock to use, which I love, like, if they find a rock, like, here's my rock. It's my favorite rock. It's my favorite rock to open mussels with. It's my favorite rock to open clams with. Like, once they find a nice rock to use, they can save it and use it later because they have a loose pocket of skin under their armpit to store it. This reminds me of the family members, the aunties, that bring their own utensils to the get-together, okay? They be having utensils. They have hot sauce. They got salt, pepper, those grandma peppermints and strawberry hard candies that show up out of nowhere in their Michael Kors purses. Which I love, by the way. I love them strawberry hard candies, okay? And the caramel hard candies, okay? But yeah, they remind me of those aunties, the grandmamas that just be having, oh, I didn't buy any hot sauce, girl. Word to Beyonce, got hot sauce in my bag. Okay, swag. Here's some hot sauce. What else you got in that bag? It's like a black hole in that purse. You just, the magic bag, you just dig your hand in there, think about what you need, and it's going to come right out the bag. They be having all types of stuff. But that's who the otters remind me of. The grandmas and the aunties that come with these purses, and they just got all types of stuff in there. Whatever you need, honey, just dig on in there. It's probably in there. Now, last but not least, let's get into an animal family often looked at as the face of winter or cold environments, the penguins. There are 18 recognized species of penguins, but we'll be focusing on the largest of the species, the emperor penguin. Wild emperors are only found in Antarctica, and their family groups go by multiple names: a rookery, colony, or a huddle. I love the huddle term because that's what they do. They huddle together to keep warm. They also are called a raft, just like the sea otters when they're out in the water, and a waddle, which also describes the way they walk. The males are known for their unwavering love because they take on the responsibility of incubating the egg their female partner has laid while she's out at sea feeding for weeks. They are like the dads who have to watch the kids because their wife has to go to work even if it's a holiday. He's off, she has to work. And sometimes it be like that. She'll, FaceTime the family to say hello, but watching the kids and making her a plate to eat when she gets off is his responsibility. And he'll handle it. Trust. Now I want to close with this. Whether it be a mob, a gaggle, a pack, a colony, a pod, a romp, a raft, a huddle, or a waddle, family is family, no matter the species. What do you guys think? Do you have a family member that reminds you of some of these animals? Let me know how you feel about today's topic, animal families, home for the holidays. Leave a comment, follow, and subscribe to the podcast on all podcasting and social media platforms. Don't forget that you can now support the podcast by joining the monthly membership subscription. You could go to my podcast website on Buzzsprout to sign up. I'll have the link in the description box. Love yourself, one another, your pets, and the animals. I'll talk to you guys on YouTube because this is the last podcast episode of 2023. I hope everyone has a happy holiday and a wild new year. Well, not too wild, okay? Be safe, y'all. No drinking, no driving. Be safe, okay? I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.